We've already heard about a few players that Bayern Munich are actually diving into, talking to already.
We need more Latinos in the Bayern squad. Lock that in. Since this is Bayern Buddies' dream loan transfers, we're going to go for...
The truth is out for Bayern Munich's summer transfer market strategy. The board doesn't know what they're doing. Clearly it failed, and of course we all know now that we're only going after loan players. What happened this summer? It was a failure of a summer. We're looking at only loan players now. It's such a shame, and it's another disaster for Bayern Munich in the summer. I don't know how many years this has been going on, but it feels like every year since we won the treble, we've been a disaster in the transfer market, and now we're stuck again with only getting washed loan players. Let's dive into it.
Yeah, it's absolutely outrageous that Bayern Munich are trying to start signing players on loan. We've typically only signed one player with the actual transfer fee, and of course that was Luis Diaz for sure. After that, then we sold Coleman, Paul Vanner as well. There's many players that we have sold that have left the club. Muller, Sane, Polini have left on loan. We're only trying to get loan players, and I'm absolutely crashing out at this because we sold Coleman, which company didn't even really want to sell Coleman. We sold Paul Vanner, and we're still not trying to sign any players. We're trying to have a positive net spend, and this is absolutely making me crash out because we were planning to offer 150 million for Wirtz before those sales even happened. Where is the money going? We have made so much money from the Club World Cup and from the past transfer windows of not signing any players. We have the funds. Why are we not using them? We need the squad depth. Bayern Munich definitely do need the squad depth. Bayern Munich are not shooting for the stars and aiming for the moon with this one. Let's see what Joey thinks about this situation.
To be honest, due to the early failures from the board earlier in the summer, it just feels like there's no other option at this point than to do a loan player. We failed negotiations. We failed just personal negotiations, even negotiations between us and the other clubs. We failed at building that and failed at bringing players in. And at this point, it just feels like there's been so many failures that we can only go for loan players because realistically, I mean, who is left on the market to get on a permanent deal at this point? Feels like everyone's been snatched up or is already in talks with another club that they'd prefer to go to, and no one really wants to come to Bayern Munich on a permanent deal right now. Whether that's the player themselves or the club themselves not selling them to us. I think the best scenario for Bayern Munich is actually this loan deal. I do agree with it. I think it is the smart decision to go, but I think to really make it even smarter would be get the loan deal with an option to buy as well on the end of it, just in case they actually do end up working out for Bayern Munich. I wouldn't do this for every single player that we loan, but we'll talk about it. For some of the players that are on the short list for Bayern Munich, I definitely do agree that getting an option to buy needs to be a lock. We've already heard about a few players that Bayern Munich are actually diving into, talking to already in the transfer market about joining Bayern Munich on loan.
First, we have Nicholas Jackson, Senegal striker, probably will be used as a backup striker. I don't know what I'm supposed to feel about this. If he's a backup striker, okay, fair enough, but I think we need to shoot for the stars and aim for the moon. I don't know if this would be a really good signing for Bayern. I don't know how I'm feeling about this. I mean, Nicholas Jackson, really inconsistent player. I mean, maybe he could cook in the Bundesliga as a secondary striker. I don't know what will happen. Maybe his wages will be low. Could be decent, could be not. It's kind of a flop, and I think the most realistic signing would actually be Nicholas Jackson because I'm pretty sure Chelsea would not want to give Nicholas Jackson over to any of the Premier League teams because essentially they're fighting for Europe with them. They don't want to give it to any competition. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bayern Munich actually get Nicholas Jackson from there.
And remaining in Chelsea's department, we have our next loan target, who is clearly Nkunku. It's been a bit of a battle. I've heard reports that Nkunku is only being made available on a permanent deal, but Bayern are still in talks with Chelsea about getting him on loan and whatnot, figuring out that deal. And I think that is a really good deal to get on loan. I think he could play multiple positions at midfield, at the left wing that we need him, even probably slotting in at striker, backup striker, if very, very necessarily. I mean, we used to have Muller plays backup striker, and we all know he was never really a striker, an out-and-out striker. So, I mean, if we're going to play, older Unk Muller at backup striker, then I think Nkunku could do the job. Obviously, the big question is, can he stay healthy? And that's a huge, huge question. I think Nkunku is one of those players that if we do a loan with option to buy, stays healthy during the season and reproduces the form that he had in the Bundesliga with Leipzig, I think that could be a great loan with the option to buy. So I think that is my favorite target for sure so far that they've talked about.
And then third, we have Jadon Sancho. I would actually be in favor of this. If we're actually going to be be going for loan deals and wanting this transfer? No. If we're looking at Jadon Sancho, I would be definitely happy with this. We saw how we performed in Dortmund all those years ago. We saw how he performed even a little bit. He had a glimpse of hope in Chelsea, even in Dortmund last year. He basically helped them get into the Champions League final against Madrid, of course. You know, landing a Champions League final, that's pretty solid as well. And obviously, Man United disrespected him, like they disrespect all the players. Obviously, what happened with Ronaldo, of course. So I would think Jadon Sancho could be decent too. Englishman as well, has experience in the Bundesliga, has experience internationally as well. I think this would be absolutely perfect as well. And just like with Nkunku, do it with a loan with an obligation to buy. I think that could be absolutely fantastic because who knows, maybe he can actually perform and he could actually be on the same level as Kingsley Coman and whatnot. So it could be a one-to-one type of replacement. So Jadon Sancho is a third option. Who knows what's going to happen with that? But I think Jadon Sancho could be a great option for Bayern Munich for sure if we're trying to do loan deals.
Out of those three players, who do you guys think is the most likely to join Bayern? Who is even your favorite to join Bayern? I think mine is definitely Nkunku.
I think mine will definitely be Nkunku as well, but Sancho will be absolutely fantastic.
So yeah, let us know what you guys think. So now let's dive outside the realm of reality and let's get into what buddies actually want. Screw what Bayern wants. Let's get what buddies actually want at Bayern Munich. Let's get into some loan options that we think would actually be better than all three of those.
I'm going to be delusional because Bayern buddies are delusional. We see the comments. We know exactly what you're talking about. I'm going to go for Rodrigo. Rodrigo, loan with an obligation to buy. Real Madrid are clearly not interested in Rodrigo anymore. He hasn't played in a couple of games. Xabi Alonso does not want anything to do with Rodrigo. And the talks have been kind of falling off with Man City and Real Madrid when it comes to Rodrigo. So why not Bayern kind of swoop in? I would absolutely love that if Rodrigo came to Bayern Munich. Who knows what would happen with our wingers? We have Olise and Diaz and Rodrigo. Wow, that would be crazy squad depth for sure. But realistically, it's obviously not going to happen. But of course, this is Bayern buddy's dream. So I would definitely put Rodrigo, loan with an obligation to buy, lock that in for sure.
He really went outside the realm of reality, but I'm going to bring it back to earth a little bit. I mean, there have kind of been reports about this, but this is also a really big dream. Could be similar to Perisic joining on loan in 2020, I feel 2019. And that is Dybala joining on loan to Bayern Munich. I think that would be a sick signing. Sure, maybe he's a little bit older now, but I think he could definitely still get the job done. Was a little bit injury prone, I would say, but I think in the Bundesliga, he could definitely do a job at cam, at left wing. Why not? I mean, it fills that positions that we need while Musiala is out, and a backup to Musiala having Dybala, that is freaking sick. The only thing I wonder about is the defensive effort from him, tracking back and whatnot, especially up there in age. He's never been really one to track back and workhorse. So I don't know how that would pan out at Bayern Munich, as we saw with, Leroy Sané definitely in his early stages of his career here. So yeah, that's the only thing. But if we're just thinking attack, I think it could definitely fit into company ball.
We need more Latinos in the Bayern squad. Lock that in. But number 3, since this is Bayern buddies dream loan transfers, we're gonna go for Lookman. Nigerian winger, plays for Atalanta, has had troubles with the Atalanta coach, has had troubles with the Atalanta team in general, and I think Bayern Munich could actually be a perfect solution for Lookman. The Bundesliga could be a perfect solution for Lookman. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. We saw how he cooked Leverkusen in the Europa League final, and we need more of that for sure. He could definitely cook in the Bundesliga, get a little bit of Nigerian PR in there, a little bit of African PR in there, lock that in for sure. I think Lookman could be absolutely fantastic. Very versatile. Could play camp, could play left wing, maybe even could play a little bit of a backup striker, kind of like a little false 9 if Harry Kane needs a little bit of rest, and if we're playing maybe like a lower team Bundesliga team, that could be absolutely fantastic. Lookman would be absolutely fantastic for Bayern Munich. No teams have been looking at him. I'm actually confused why. I think Lookman at Bayern Munich would be absolutely fantastic. Lock that in.
This one might be a bit of an overreaction to last season. He balled out last season after leaving Manchester United, but Anthony to Bayern Munich on loan. I think United would not say no to that. I don't think he's really in their plans, or I don't even think Anthony himself probably even wants to be back there. So why not swoop him up, get him into Bayern Munich, play him on that left wing, definitely as a backup after his season at Real Betis. I think that would be an amazing loan option. I don't know if I would want the option to buy from him, but I think definitely having him on that left wing for a season, for 2 seasons, I don't know, on loan, just lock that in. It would definitely raise the PR of Bayern Munich. There would be a bunch of funny moments, a bunch of funny videos for sure. A bunch of Anthony Bayern jerseys would be bought. I know we'd be copping on. But yeah, I think Anthony to Bayern Munich would be an interesting one, an underrated one, and one definitely out of left field, but it's not outside the realm of reality. But unfortunately, I think it is a little too late because I have not heard any talks between Bayern Munich or Manchester United. So I don't think it's really going to happen, but maybe because of the De Ligt deal, maybe we have a little real estate in there, but who knows.
And then our final one would have to be Brahim Diaz. Get a little bit of Moroccan PR there because we lost it with Mazraoui and Anzu. A little bit of Brahim Diaz would absolutely be fantastic. He is in the plans for Real Madrid, but we haven't really been seeing much minutes from him at Real Madrid and with Xabi Alonso's plans. I mean, he's come on against Osasuna. He's played the friendlies. He's been in the preseason, essentially. But I think this could be absolutely fantastic for Bayern Munich. I could see this as a potential Coutinho deal in 2020. If you know, you know, of course. I think Brahim Diaz would be absolutely perfect. He could fit the system really well. Could slot in that cam position right now instead of Gnabry. I mean, depending on how that purple patch lasts, you know, there could be some competition between the two, of course. I think Brahim Diaz would be an absolute great signing for sure. Has that Moroccan PR, like I just mentioned, I think that would be absolutely fantastic for Bayern Munich. Should definitely lock that in. I think Bayern Munich should be at least inquiring with all these players. At least inquiring. Give us a little bit of hope for sure, and then it will be absolutely flourishing.
Which loan player do you guys think we should get at the end of it all? Give us your opinions in the comments below, even if we didn't mention them, and also give us your favorite option that we mentioned. I mean, we mentioned a bunch, from Anthony, Dybala, to Rodrigo out of nowhere, to freaking, I don't even know at this point, and Cuckoo, Nicholas Jackson. How did he even get in the list? I don't even know. I'm just crashing out about that. But yeah, let us know what you guys think the Bayern board is going to do, what they should do. Are they making the right decision with this loan saga, whatnot? And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Buddies out. Peace.